Hi, I'm going to show some of my favorite new features that we have in Quill. Number one, we've made it easier to connect custom webhooks and build them into your UI. This is very powerful along with JSON templates, which not that many people may know about. But let me just show you how it might work. So let's say I just had a conversation with a startup in my portfolio. We've caught up casually, but they happen to mention their revenue, some of their key metrics. I've now in this computer created a custom JSON template which extracts revenue and key metrics. So I just click, gets recommended to me, goes through, looks for the revenue, key metrics, etc., and comes up with some JSON. So here's an example. And then I've also added a custom webhook endpoint where I can just one click this button, send it over to the spreadsheet, and now it should show up over here. There we go. So now I've updated my spreadsheet with the name of the startup, the date, revenue period, current revenue, key metric, newly certified astronauts. Currently there's 800 and a few notes from the conversation. Because I have Quill doing the structuring of the data, I'm able to set up this it quickly in Zapier, extract that data, and then put it into a structured spreadsheet. This is very powerful. Let me show you how to set this up yourself. Basically, number one is defining what you want for the structured data that you want Quill to extract from a conversation. For that, you would go to your settings, personalize, and then review a template. This one's on startup pitch. I've created it here, but I could go ahead and I could just create a new template, change the style over to JSON, and you'll see that JSON has both text instructions as well as a data format. So I can say, let's say, extract personal updates from the startup founder so I can follow up socially. So this one's not going to focus on numbers about the startup. Instead, and then the data format, it is also not defined exactly how you want to do it. So you can do something as simple as saying update. Let's make an array of updates. So let's make a date, founder name, string, and update string. So let's go ahead and make that. What I might do though is I might take my initial idea for the data format, send it through ChatGPT or Claude and tell it to come up with a JSON schema for me because that makes it a little bit nicer and easier for the LM to follow. But we're just doing a quick example, so I can just go ahead and save that. So now I have a template called, I think I didn't name it, so go ahead and name it like social updates. So there we go. So now if I go back to this same startup, I can just search for my social updates template, and this is the first step. Great. So now it has a few updates about Samuel. It's going to the first space for the first time. It's worried about his operations. It's planning company retreat. Excellent. And now the second step is over in Zapier, I might want to create a new Zap. So here I would just click create new Zap. The trigger is going to be a webhook, and it's going to catch the hook. The child key will be data, and we have a Notion page where you can see the entire format. These webhooks will come in with the meeting transcript and calendar events if they're attached, but in this case, I want the structured data. So I'm going to pull off the child key data, and then it gives me a webhook URL. So if I just want to test this quickly, I can use this one-off webhook button, and I can test it. And we should see it coming over here. If I test the trigger, great, found one, I actually found 3 records. It's interesting because I sent it as an array. In any case, it was able to get the structured data with the date, the founder name, and the update. And now let's say I really like that, so I want to create a new button here. I would just go to, again, over to automations and integrations, create a custom webhook button here, and I'd say founder social. I don't have a handy icon, but you can choose a PNG if you want. So I'll create the webhook here. And now if I see my page, now I have a button for founder social. And I could go ahead and just send this right over to that saved webhook as well. So I can continue with this record to test it out. Let's go ahead and create Google Doc, create a new document from the text, Google Docs connected, continue, social update. And here's where I can pull out the founder name, date, and the update. Excellent. Now we'll test it out and publish it. And here we go. So if I were to send this again, it could create more documents for me, or I might want to connect this to Airtable, etc. Another way that you can use custom webhooks, even if they are not JSON webhooks, is you might want to just send your document. So in this case, your custom webhooks will show up over here as well. And so if you create a note, whether or not it's JSON, you can send it over to a custom webhook and add your own buttons to this share menu.